Where is it?
Karsten Runquist.
Jeff, I have a question for you.
Is it a trivia question or
Yeah.
just like in general?
It's it's a trivia question.
Okay, that's fine.
It's from scarymommy.org or .com.
That's my favorite website.
Yeah, because my trivia app keeps crashing, so now Scary Mommy is our
Yep.
go-to. This one goes, about how many taste buds does the average human tongue have? Like throw out a number.
This is difficult. This is like a incredibly difficult question you've just asked me.
Yeah, because you could really overshoot this or you could severely undershoot it. It's
17 million?
It is 10,000.
Okay,
so you definitely overshot it.
Overshot it.
In your defense, I don't know how anyone would really know this besides
Yeah.
tongue specialists.
I mean, what you're kind of saying is that was a bad question for you to ask.
I'm not going to throw Scary Mommy under the bus here. They did it. The writers over at Scary Mommy are doing a great job.
It's just it's a question that no one knows the answer to. Like, I'm going to give you a question.
Yeah.
What is the best if used by date on this pack of peanuts?
Well, that's a
right
very
here?
different question.
It's actually significantly easier.
You said pack of peanuts.
There's a pack of peanuts.
Now,
yeah.
you really screwed me over here because I, as someone who doesn't consume a lot of peanuts, have no idea how long up. But I'm going to say...
I would not have this pack. If we were in person together, I would not have brought this pack of peanuts.
I'm going to say October 2nd, 2024.
You think peanuts are just good forever? You think that they're made out of, like,
forever.
plastic?
That's 2 years. That seems
That's
like
so
appropriate.
No, like, natural food.
Okay, no.
For over 2 years.
I underread. Now, in my defense, I'm not consuming nuts very often. I have no, but I guess you're right. They are natural. They're not.
Here's the thing. I was almost amazed because I thought you were going to be really close.
Is it 2022?
Yeah, it's October 14th, 2022.
Whoa.
So you were only like less than 2 weeks away, but
2 years
then you
off.
said 24, and I was like, oh.
No, this guy.
I was like, wow, this guy's smart. And I was like, wow, this guy's a bozo.
This guy's a dumb. This guy doesn't know his nuts.
This guy doesn't know anything about peanuts.
Yeah. Anyway, we're here recording the podcast back again.
I just saw the film.
You did
went
just
to the
see
theater.
the film, and we're going to talk about it. But
we're going to talk about it. But first, Karsten, how was your week?
My week was okay.
You went to the beach, right?
I did go to the beach. I've been taking a lot of. I recently got a film camera that I don't think I've talked about on this podcast yet. But I keep getting questions, and would like to shout out our good friend Nick, who guided me in the eBay process, because that's the best place to get a cool vintage camera is eBay, from Japan most likely. I got the Yashica Flex Model B, I believe, and it's it's very old school. It's like one of those where you look in from the top and
right. I want one of those. Like,
they're
when
amazing.
I buy a film camera, I definitely want like the waist level viewfinder.
Yeah,
because it just makes every photo look cooler. Because like you're doing it from a non, an angle that you're not normally
right
seeing. It's a different.
It looks a lot cooler. It's one of the few places where it's like, because you take a picture of the sun, or you look at the camera, or look at the sun through like a phone, and it's like that doesn't do anything. But you look at the sun through this viewfinder, and you're like, wow, it's still very bright.
Yeah, and then you know what? I just look at the sun without a camera at all, and
and then you're like, oh,
been able
God,
to see.
it really blinds you.
Yeah, that's why I need to wear these glasses.
Yeah. But that's only half of the thing. Is it's like getting the camera is fine and good. It's a process in itself. Mm-hmm. But also, for the record, I want to say I got this camera for $130, which is an insane steal in my opinion, because it takes better photos than my digital camera that's like 10 times that price.
Now, you do have to buy film. And
now you have to buy film.
Processed.
Yes. And that's what I was going to say is like that's the other half. And I would like to say if anyone's in Chicago and you're looking for a place to get film developed and scanned, you should check out Bellows Film Lab.
Okay.
They went viral on TikTok apparently. I did not know this, but they're very like hip place and they do a good job. It's very
you can
easy,
trust
very
anything
accessible.
that goes viral on TikTok.
Exactly. Well, except for the pink sauce. Have you heard about the pink sauce, Jeff?
I've not heard about the pink sauce. What's
You've
the
not
pink
heard
sauce?
about the? Oh my God, this is such a great. I know it's probably like a little late to the game by now, but there's this trend going around of this person on TikTok that was selling this pink sauce, and it looks like Pepto-Bismol. It's like this very deep pink, and she's like putting it on like chicken tenders, and she just like eats it, and everyone's like, oh, she never describes what it tastes like, so everybody's just very curious. They're like, that looks not edible, but
I'm gonna Google pink sauce.
yeah. Now, it went viral because of just its weird appearance, but she started selling the pink sauce, right?
Oh yeah, I'm seeing
And
this.
she is in a bunch of trouble because the pink
Because
sauce
you can't
contains
sell sauce if you're like you need stuff to be approved by the FDA,
yes.
right?
There's like milk involved in the sauce. There's tons of things that go bad within like seconds of being not refrigerated, and she's shipping it across the country unrefrigerated so that it's just basically it's not even pink by the time it gets to the person's door. It's like yellow and green and it's just not edible or at all safe to consume. And it's like viral on TikTok, so like lots of people are buying it just out of sheer curiosity and are just getting this like essentially poison sent to them because it's just so vile and awful. And she made this whole apology video.
God.
She's like, we're still in the lab testing it, and they're like, you're sending it to us though. You're testing us. Like, it's a really fascinating little piece of internet going on right now. It's really
water,
funny in my
sunflower seed oil, raw honey, distilled vinegar, garlic, pink Himalayan sea salt. There's milk, yeah.
Yeah. The milk is
Okay.
what gets you. The milk is
Yeah.
where it gets interesting. I was like, I hope it has milk, or else I just made all that up. But I knew there was something that like made it.
That you need to refrigerate.
You need to
sure.
refrigerate it. Yeah. Oh, the
Should we sell
wait.
sauce?
We should not sell sauce.
Karstcast sauce?
One of the funniest parts about it is that there was like a typo on the back that said 444 servings per container. And the serving calories were like 90 calories per serving, but it said 444 servings per, and people were like, what the fuck?
Like how dense is this sauce with calories, and also what's the serving size?
Right. It is it's pretty insane.
Okay, here's another idea for a Karstcast food product. You know they have like the SpongeBob popsicles that have like the face with the gumball eyes?
Yeah.
What if we did a Karsten Runquist popsicle? It has like gumball eyes for Karsten and big hair.
It's SpongeBob and Patrick. It's Carson and Jeff. We're both and people you can eat us on a hot summer day.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I think the costs for us to get this rolling, we would need a supplier, a designer of the popsicle.
We ship those
refrigeration
across
trucks.
the country, and they just melt by the time they get to
Mm-hmm.
you, and then you have to freeze it again, and then whatever shape it comes in next, everyone gets their own unique shape because
a
it
good
melts
idea.
its own way and like gets.
We can say that's a
refrozen.
feature and not a bug.
Yeah. Your own.
Speaking of
unique
bugs, there's
Karstcast
probably a lot of
popsicle.
bugs in the pink sauce.
Yes.
No bugs in this Karstcast ice cream because it is hypothetical, and we can't afford it because we don't have a sponsor this week.
No.
So we cannot. Otherwise, if we had more sponsors, if you guys were, giving us some sponsorships,
Absolutely.
we would be
Pink
able
sauce.
to afford.
Please sponsor us. We'd love to promote the sauce.
Yeah, you have to eat it on the podcast.
Yeah. Jeff and I have never felt better. Yeah. Anyway, how was your week, Jeff?
Not as action packed as yours.
I mean, I barely even talked about my week.
I know.
I just had to
Just
say,
like I went to the beach and I got a film camera.
yeah, you can't trust everything on TikTok, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. What did I even do in the last week?
That's how I feel when you ask me these questions. I'm like, I don't,
Right, that's the thing.
I don't
We
know what happened in the last
prepare-
7
like
days.
we think of the movie and stuff what we're gonna say. We
do
never
not
prepare
reflect on our own.
on this intro. We never
Yeah,
have
no.
prepared for the intro, and this is what, like the 168th episode or something.
Yeah, we're just
we
winging
really
it.
should. Yeah, we really should prepare for this podcast.
Yeah, we'll get there. Just one anecdote at a time.
Did I? Oh, I do have one thing that I
Oh.
did. I'm gonna take off these Felix Grays.
Yeah.
Because I bought a product that I buy like once every few years.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored in any capacity. But it's something that I loved when I was a child playing baseball.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes.
There we go.
Oh, big time.
Aren't these the best? Look at it from the
Absolutely.
side. Like look.
If you're not watching the video for this one, you're gonna want to get on YouTube immediately.
Yeah,
Check this out.
It's flip up sunglasses.
Yes.
I remember seeing a picture when I was very young of Jeff Bagwell, Hall of Famer, who used to play in the '90s, wearing these when I was a young child, and I was like, "Those are the
Wow.
coolest glasses ever."
You rock them, to be honest.
Thank
They look comfortable. The nose support is
The
crazy.
nose support's pretty comfortable.
It
The
looks like
thing
a
is,
bug.
they're absolutely going to break within 2 months.
Well,
Every pair
you
I've ever
don't know
gotten
that.
does because they're very cheap. This cost $12.
Amazing. But you look damn cool. That's you. It is even. It's so funny to have those on with like headphones and just like
Yeah.
talking into the mic like.
No,
hacking
no one
into
can
the
see what I
cyberverse.
feel like I do feel like a hacker.
Something out of the Matrix. That's amazing. Wow,
Anyways, I'll put the Felix Grays back on because
those are great. Whatever company that is, please
It's
also
Franklin.
sponsor us. Oh, Franklin. Okay. Yeah. Well, I am looking to get a new pair of like sunglasses of that type. That's like those bike sunglasses that are like
Yeah.
kind of they go
wrap-
across
yeah,
your face.
you would look cool with those.
I really want
Also,
a
get a
pair.
bike hat.
Yes. Oh my God. Wear it during the pod in a bike
Yeah.
jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And
full
also-
bike attire. For the
Also,
pod.
ride your stationary bike during the pod.
Yes, because I can do that.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my God. We should get into that.
And I have access to a treadmill. I could be on a treadmill.
Yeah. The workout. We should do like an annual workout pod.
Yeah.
And just
What movie though?
damn, it'd have
need
to be like a
sports
workout.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll think on this one.
Yeah.
We'll think on this. But
Wait, has there ever been an Air Bud about running? It seems like the most obvious sport that the dog
Right.
could be like.
Seriously.
like the dog just isn't a sprinting competition against humans.
they're so they are insistent on like making these ball movies with the dog.
Yeah.
But honestly, we should have some more cardio based sports.
Yeah, well, you know that as someone who has a degree in anthropology,
Yeah.
it's actually very inefficient to run on 4 legs, energy-wise.
Interesting.
Obviously, you have some advantages for quick bursts of speed, but over long distances, 2 legs is way more energy efficient, which is why some tribes in Africa endurance hunt, where they just chase things until they collapse from exhaustion, because humans have much better stamina than animals.
Interesting. I did not know this. Now, what about birds flying?
I don't know anything about birds.
Okay, never mind. It's a different.
They have light bones,
Yeah.
hollow.
I feel I'm amazed watching birds sometimes. I'm like that looks exhausting, but anyway.
I'm amazed watching birds sometimes.
Speaking of being shocked at things in the sky,
oh yes,
yes.
Nope.
Today we're talking Nope, the latest from Jordan Peele. His big new film, third one out the gate. All
This
of
is the
which
first
have
one
been,
that I've seen.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I think I remember you talk. I've talked to so many people about this, and a surprising amount of people I know have not seen Get Out, which I thought was like one of those movies everyone saw, but you should watch Get Out. I'll say very different from this movie, but the synopsis reads: two siblings who run a California horse ranch discover something wonderful and sinister in the skies above, while the owner of an adjacent theme park tries to profit from the mysterious otherworldly phenomenon. It's a pretty good review.
It's interesting.
Or not review, synopsis.
It said something wonderful.
Something wonderful, yeah. Something.
It's interesting.
I don't know if that's how I would describe it, but
Yeah, I don't know if at any point in the film anyone would have described it as that.
I'm like, that is wonderful. What's going on up there? that is
Imagine if that was a line in the film.
Yeah, that is just incredible.
And then also they changed the title to something wonderful.
Yeah, to yep. Yeah, no, that joke has been like floating around, and the whole like more like yep joke for this. And
Yeah.
I'm just getting it
See,
out
that
of my
was-
system now.
I have also seen that, and that's the first really omnipotent, obnoxious like joke that everyone thinks of
Yep.
immediately since Dad Astra.
Dad Astra before Brad Astra, which was also in the air because
Yeah.
it was a Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
movie.
because I remember I saw the poster for Ad Astra when I was in Latvia,
Yes.
and I remember I had a pretty good joke that I forget exactly what it was because it was in Latvian, but I was like Ad Astra, more like, and then whatever it was called in Latvian, which is like this really insane
Yeah.
looking word.
Yeah.
It's a good joke.
That is a good joke.
Anyways,
Wait. Okay, yeah, no. I was reading the Letterbox synopsis, which is residents in a lonely gulch of inland California bear witness to an uncanny, chilling discovery, which I feel like is
That's
a
better.
better way of putting it.
That's better.
The thing, what's so interesting?
An uncanny, wonderful discovery,
yeah, an uncanny,
chillingly wonderful.
phenomenal. Yeah, just wonderful.
Yeah.
The funny thing about like reading the synopsis for a movie like this is just because like the film has had a very weird, not weird, but like quiet rollout because Jordan Peele is so determined to like not give anything away. He's like very much wants everyone to like go in blind, which I can see why. But it's just it's made trailers and like every tiny hint people have gotten over the last few months. So like, what is this movie going to be?
Yeah.
And people put together pretty fast that it's a UFO film, and I don't think that's a spoiler necessarily.
No.
But I will say, if I didn't know it was a UFO movie, that reveal would have been pretty crazy. Because second time I watched it, I was like, if I didn't know this was coming, that would be really
Yeah.
hilarious.
I thought it was a horse movie at first.
Yeah, it does kind of read like a very like Western horse
Yeah.
movie.
Like Horse Girl.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
actually not at all like Horse
Or
Girl.
other. I forgot we watched Horse Girl.
Yeah,
Did we? Watch
we
it
did.
for the podcast?
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
did watch
God.
it for the podcast. It was bad.
It was bad. That and Unicorn Store,
Yeah.
which was really bad. But anyway, we're not talking about those today.
We're not talking about those ever again.
No. I'm curious, Jeff. Just right off the bat, this is I will say this is a crazy Jordan Peele movie to start with because it's so big compared to his other movies. But what did you think of this? Like, was it your kind of movie?
So I don't like horror. Usually, I don't hate horror. I hate body
Right.
horror.
yes, yeah,
So the one thing I was shocked by was the previews for other films were at my theater were just all horror films that seemed scarier than this one.
absolutely, yeah,
Also, there was that Harry Styles film,
yeah.
which
Don't
maybe
worry,
we'll
darling.
see. at
Maybe
TIFF.
I think we'll probably end up seeing that one.
I mean, if it's the days we're there, and then also if we can get a ticket.
if things line up, you can
things line
never
up.
really say in confidence you're going to see something there. But
Yeah.
I
Well, I can't say with confidence that I'll see you.
I'll see you there. That's for sure. Yeah,
Karsten
my
Rackless.
favorite picture of the.
My favorite picture is gonna be best picture is gonna be a selfie of both of us having a good time.
Yeah, next to the Space Needle. of,
Next to Zach and Art from
Yep.
the intro
yeah,
cut.
one big meetup.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, did this scare you?
It did kind of scare me a bit, but a lot of it was like I was scared, but also parts were just really loud. So I was like kind of like scared because it was loud. You know,
I was surprised at how kind of scared I was during this movie.
Yeah.
I felt like I was like, this will be fine. And then there is a certain scene in here involving a monkey that
that was the
really,
scariest one.
really disturbing. Yeah. I was like, oh, Jesus.
The whole monkey subplot. Well, it's, okay, as someone who has a degree in anthropology, I have to say it's not a monkey, it's an ape. It was like one of the two things I learned.
Right.
Yeah, but that was a crazy subplot.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know, you can make some connections to the like broader thematic connections, you know, of the child actor in that.
Yeah.
Kind of then doing the same thing later.
Yep. Now, we'll have a spoiler section for this episode, but
there is a very interesting or ape component.
Yes.
To this film.
No, it's scary. There's also one like jump scare, like kind of like normal horror moment in here. I don't know how else to talk about it, but it's like at night and like a creepy thing like pops out of the corner and like I thought that was scary too. I was like, damn, this is fucking terrifying. But yeah, honestly, just like left me kind of like unsettled as a whole.
Yeah.
Like the film is very unsettling, which I think is cool. I don't think he has actually been that scary in the past, in my opinion. Like Get Out's really like unsettling and like I don't know. He's really good at making like thrillers, and this felt like it. I'm sure a few people disagree about Us because that's like way more horror, but this is like I don't know. This was scary.
Yeah, there's a real art to, you know, in horror films of giving the correct amount of information.
Yeah.
So that the audience like is afraid of something, but they're not really sure what they're, you know, a lot of it's like visual, just like, oh, you kind of see something, but you really.
Yeah. Honestly, and that goes for like just the story here too. Like I think the movie is really good at like withholding a lot of information while giving you enough to be properly scared of what's happening. But the fact that like it never explicitly explains what's really going on makes it a lot scarier in my opinion.
Also, the performances were very good in this film.
Very good, yes. Keke Palmer, I'm glad she hasn't really like gotten any like big work. So it's like very cool to see her get this kind of spotlight. And Daniel Kaluuya is
that's the thing is it's also of course like very beautifully shot. This film looks incredible.
Big time.
Which is you know, Hoyt van Hoytma, one of Brandon Hoig, a friend of the pod's favorite cinematographers.
Oh, absolutely. He is like, I mean, honestly, one of my favorite cinematographers at this point too. He's so good. Like he's done so many amazing, like if you don't know, he did Her. I'm pretty sure he did the Christopher Nolan movies, right?
Like Interstellar,
Dunkirk, Tenet, Dad Astra also did that.
Yeah, it did Dad Astra.
I thought, this was. I mean, now you know kind of what I was telling you beforehand. Like, this is a great IMAX movie, and I think the run is up at this point because Bullet Train is happening.
Yeah, that's gonna make so much money. I think
Bullet Train.
Yeah.
I'm honestly very curious about
it.
How
Just
it's
seems like
do.
such an easy film for people to like talk themselves into going to the theater to see. They're like,
Absolutely.
This will be an action-packed Brad Pitt ride with punching.
Yeah,
Like, who's not going to see that? That's like the broadest appeal movie I can think of.
I'm seeing it. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm seeing it too. My dad wants to see it.
I have no idea if it's going to be good or bad, but I'm like excited. You know, that's. But my point is like, there's no use in really, I guess, telling you to go see this in IMAX because you probably won't be able to by the time we put this episode out, which is today.
Is today, and also I saw it in a theater on a Monday at like 1:45 p.m. There was my dad, me. We didn't go together. It was just a coincidence. No.
You're like, Dad, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here at a 1:45 showing of Nope on a Monday?
Yeah.
And also just 2 other people in the whole theater.
Interesting. Yeah. I will say, yeah, it seems like the film did really well the first weekend and had a big drop off the second week, which I don't know if it's word of mouth, because I know it's actually very divisive, and I know a lot of people do not like this movie at all. Logan Paul does not like this movie, apparently.
Interesting.
I just thought I should bring that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not killing it the way Get Out, because Get Out was like a smash, and so was Us, and this is like something about this is not connecting with people, but I've seen it twice now, and I think it's my favorite movie of the year. I really like this movie.
Yeah.
For all the reasons we've kind of listed already, that like performances are great, cinematography is amazing, really unique and thrilling story. I'll get into like this. It's hard to talk about it without spoiling it.
Yeah, which we're about to get into the spoiler section, because I know you are very eager to share.
I'm not that eager.
A theory,
but
you have a theory that you've just been texting me nonstop. You're like, you got to hear this theory.
Yeah,
Carson
yeah.
has been hyping up this theory for weeks.
Every morning at like 6 a.m. I text Jeff. I'm like, hey man, 2 days away from
2 days
Theory
away
Day.
From Theory Fest.
Yep,
he calls
Theory
it Theory
Fest
Fest.
at the Cars Cast.
I don't think there's even any other theories. This is the only theory in Theory Fest.
So should we just do it? Should we get into the spoiler?
Let's get into it.
Should we dive into Theory Fest?
Dive into Theory Fest 2022.
This is your last chance. If you don't want to hear spoilers, I think you should just skip to the question segment.
Or just go to a different podcast.
Yeah.
It's really up to you, honestly.
So
there will be timestamps. There's going to be timestamps.
Yes,
if you want.
yeah. My theory, and I don't even think this is a theory. I've told
Yeah.
my friends this is just a straight up fact, I think, in the film, is that Gordy, the monkey, is an alien. Maybe not the alien in the film, but is no doubt an alien. There's a few reasons for this. One, there's the shoe standing up on its own, which I think that's the very first shot of the film. It's the thing that Stephen Yeun, I forget his name, Ricky or something. Let me get this right. I don't want to mess up the name. I'm pretty sure. Yes, it's Ricky. The first thing Ricky notices while the chimp is destroying the plate is just like the shoe standing up. I'm like, that is an alien thing. Like that, the alien is doing this. There's no other reason.
I'm interested.
The second reason is that when he's describing the SNL sketch, and he's like, the only piece of media that was able to get this attack right was SNL. And he's like, the part of the SNL sketch that got it right was the fact that every time they brought up the jungle, Gordy went crazy and lost his mind. And in the actual taping, they don't bring up the jungle, but they do bring up space and the fact that I think the mother on the family is an astronaut. And they're like, oh, what would an astronaut know about this, about space? And because they bring up space, that's why. I mean, you could obviously say it's because of the balloon popping in that, but I think
personally what I would have said.
That's what I know. That's probably a factor of it, but I think it cannot just be a coincidence that they bring up space, which is supposed to be the same as the jungle, saying that that's Gordy's home, and then Gordy goes crazy. Now, I also think it would make sense because I think the whole movie is about like this, like different forms grieving in different ways, and like a lot of this is the main protagonist Daniel Kaluuya, who his actual name is OJ in the movie, is like trying to get revenge on this UFO, or like see it, get like picture proof to like kind of get some satisfaction to process it killing his father, you know? And I think in the same way, the UFO is kind of coming back to Ricky because they killed the ape on the show. It's like that's the only reason for the UFO to like come back, I feel like, and like attack this group of people is because like they killed the chimp so long ago. And it's like kind of a reverse, like Daniel Kaluuya's after him for killing his father, aliens are after him for killing the chimp. It's just like there's too many connections to be made where I'm like, obviously Gordy, maybe not an alien. I like the fact that the movie doesn't really say what an alien is. They don't even say that it's
Yeah.
a ship. They're like, maybe the ship is an alien. I'm just saying Gordy is of that kind in space.
So you think that the chimp is an alien that's related closely enough to the like saucer shaped alien that was eating everyone
Yes.
to where he was trying to avenge his death?
Yes. Yes.
Now, Stephen Ewan, what's his name again in this?
Ricky.
Ricky did not kill the chimp.
He didn't kill the chimp, no. But I don't think it's after Stephen Yeun or Ricky. I don't know why I keep saying Stephen Yeun. I don't think it's
Yeah.
specifically after him, but I think it's sort of
Now-
after Earth in general because it's, you know.
But why would it go there specifically? Because that's not where the show was shot.
Well, I think Stephen Yeun, and I'm gonna cite Cookie on this explanation. I think the film is very interesting in how it views Stephen Yeun as opposed to OJ, because OJ kind of protects animals and doesn't look at things that like work for him. There are things that like work with him, and Stephen Yeun views it in the complete opposite way of like this horse is the he's like doing this for us.
yeah.
And I think Stephen Yeun profiting off of this event his whole life is sort of the worst way of like, not the worst way, but the lesser way of kind of going about an event like that. You know, it's like
Yeah.
he took it the complete wrong way and kind of like, what's the word? Like put himself in the dominant position with all like the animals in his life. Whereas
Right.
OJ, it's like he looks at animals with a greater sense of respect.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
I know it's a little loose, but I also I'm so positive Gordy's an alien. I
Yeah.
do not think that's crazy.
I'm not 100% no on that, but I kind of just thought that Ricky's whole, development line was just him recreating the mistake of his childhood where, they were using this chimp, which is a wild animal,
Yes,
and trying to
yeah.
control it and harness it, where, then later in his life, he does the same thing, trying to make this alien a performer. And
Right,
and
right.
the same thing happens where this, obviously there's this cyclical thing where it comes back and just, you just something you can't contain. It's
Totally.
the
And I think
predator.
that's exactly true.
Which, yeah, that doesn't necessarily counteract anything you've said.
Right. My thing is like I'm trying to figure out why the UFO would come back, and I think
Yeah.
my only explanation is that it like ties into the event that Ricky had. I don't know why now it decided to do this, and not like say a year earlier. It's just like weird the way the timing links up, but
I do like the fact that you have an explanation for why the alien's there at all.
Yeah.
But why? How did the chimp alien in this scenario get there?
what? Oh, on Earth?
Yeah,
Well, that's the thing. I don't really.
and why did he end up being a chimp?
Well, that's when it gets a little watery. The theory. Well, I think the film just looks at animals in general as like, I don't know, the way we treat them like something we don't understand, the way we treat an alien and like project fear out of that. I feel like it's interesting that the fact that they chose a chimp, which is technically our evolutionary.
Yeah.
What's the word? Predecessor? Is that the right word?
No.
No.
It's more of we had a common ancestor.
Right.
Which is a misconception. I'm not saying you have this misconception, but many
Yeah.
people think that that humans evolved from something that resembled a chimp, which is
Right.
not. We didn't evolve from chimps. We evolved from a common ancestor, and then we branched off in different directions.
Interesting.
So it wasn't like
Okay.
chimp and then human. It was like
Right.
Homo habilis was like but at some point earlier than that, there was like Australopithecus afarensis, which is Lucy, which was found by the Leakeys and Rift Valley. And anyways, that was the main point. Is we didn't evolve from chimps. We evolved from a common ancestor that a chimp also evolved from at a certain point, very far back in time.
Now that throws a bit of a wrench into my theory. I'm not gonna lie, because I felt like there was something to say about like the people. Well, I don't know. Just like chimps coming before us, which apparently they did not. And just like humans putting themselves in the hierarchy, like just assumingly, I don't know. Like, and the movie is kind of them like taking back that power in a way. Mm-hmm. I'm getting kind of lost with my words here, but it's
This movie is hard because there's so many very specific choices, and it's hard to parse all of them into something that like makes sense as a whole. When
Right.
Theoretically, these choices don't all have to make sense because they're just arbitrary choices in a movie, potentially, or they're very important choices that all connect, but we don't know.
Right. And that's something I think it's a part of like why I like the movie so much is because I think Us, his last movie, was in the same realm where it was a lot of like pieces and people call it like a puzzle movie. They're like we've watched movies like this before and it's like, oh, if you connect all these dots, it's all one story. And movies like that, I'm like I do think that they're kind of annoying sometimes because it's like, oh, if you figure it out, like that's the big takeaway from the movie is you figured out what was happening. But I think Nope really works on a very like simple level as like a UFO movie. I'm like, this is a great simple horror movie, but it's also if you choose to like go into it,
you can read more into it, but it's not necessary.
There's so much it's saying that isn't like crucial to the plot, but like is very interesting and like kind of adds a lot of depth to what it's saying.
I mean, even just the whole concept of needing this visual evidence for something that you yourself are witnessing.
Right.
It says obviously something about media and where things that aren't filmed don't mean as much.
Totally. Yeah. And that's another part of it that I'm just like I have not even like thought a lot about that aspect of it. Like the TMZ guy, that's a part of the movie. I'm like, I don't know why he was there besides the obvious reasons of just like kind of like showing up because of all the talk. But I'm like, I don't know. The everything it has to say about like below the line film workers, I feel like it has a very interesting take on that. Like these people are like horse wranglers in film and just the way they're treated. I don't know. I think it's like really interesting and does a pretty good job juggling everything. All things
a lot
considered.
of things that we're not smart enough to pick up on.
Well, in our defense though, I'm like anyone that picks up on everything their first time watching this is a liar. I'm like it is such a heavy movie that's like totally not meant. And that's the thing, it respects the audience enough to know that like, you know, you don't we're here to have like a great like spectacle, not trying to like piece together a puzzle that like if you don't get it when you walk out, the movie doesn't make any sense. Because I think the movie makes sense as is, and that's
which is a great place for a movie to be.
Yeah.
You can read as much into it as you want, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, totally. I just think all the other theories, I'm like, the fact that the mom is an astronaut and they bring up space, I'm like, that cannot be a coincidence. I feel like that's a very crucial detail. I just know a lot of people, I think I thought about this because a lot of people are confused as to why the first shot of the movie is that shoe standing up. And I'm like, that kind of like lays it all out, is that like Gordy is of this kind. Maybe not even an alien, but like it wants you to think of animals in the same way we've thought of aliens at the very least.
Wait, what does that have to do with shoes?
Well, it doesn't really explain why the shoe is. I think the shoe standing up is because Gordy is an alien, and it's like just something an alien's capable of doing. That's like
I understand what you're saying. That's just such a funny
out of context, does not make any sense. But yeah, I don't know. That's my read at least.
Yeah. What's your star rating?
A 5. I think it's a 5, which I know is pretty bold, but I think this is like a very well executed movie. That's a ton of fun. It's very. I'll just like. There's still so much to unpack with it. Like I could watch it like 2 or 3 more times, honestly, and just keep having a good time with it. And I don't know. It looks beautiful. sounds great. Like everything about it is really hits it out of the park for me.
That's honestly how I would describe you as well.
You're like, could watch 2 or 3 more times.
Yeah,
Really
looks
figuring
great,
out.
sounds great, so
Yeah.
much to offer.
So much to figure
You hit
out.
a
with this
home
guy.
run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hit it out of the park.
What about you, Jeff? What's
You
your
ever
star
hit a
rating?
home run in baseball?
I actually did. Out
of the park?
Not out of the park, but I did hit a home run when I was
Inside the park.
on my childhood baseball team. Yeah,
I think I hit an inside the park home run.
there we go.
But
That's
not
what
outside.
That's what I
yeah,
did.
not outside. I
Getting
was
it out
very
of the
weak.
park is
I was
is
weak.
a big feat.
Yeah,
Yeah. What would you give this?
4.
Nice. And you know what? That's respectable. That's
It's also what I yell when I play golf.
because you're hitting it out of the park in golf, which is
Hitting it
not
out
a
of the
good thing.
park, which is really
That's
bad.
not good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going on the freeway.
So that's Nope. It's still in theaters, and you should check it out.
I agree.
It's a great summer blockbuster.
Again, you could say that about yourself.
Could say that about me. Busting blocks left and right. Let's get into questions. These come from the Cardscast subreddit, r/Cardscast.
First question: why is it so damn bright? The sun's just been in my eyes this whole.
I was gonna
podcast.
say it's slowly been creeping in,
I know.
and I'm like, I don't know if there's much he can do about this. I feel bad, but yeah. This one comes from Damo Madsock, and it's, "Hey guys, I love your show. Love when people refer to it as a show.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it makes
we
it feel
are-
official.
Yeah, I'm like, we keep getting renewed.
What if we did? You can make podcasts at different seasons. We should have we should be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is the first episode of season 2. Like, why was the
Yeah.
first season 167 episodes?
Yeah. We're really going for long seasons here. So yeah, they love your show. Just want to know if you guys are ever going to talk about the first SpongeBob movie, since you've mentioned it multiple times. Also, would you ever be interested in talking about Wayne's World? It feels like a great comedy for the Carscast.
These are good suggestions. I've seen
Right.
Wayne's World. Everyone likes Wayne's World.
Yeah, Wayne's World's a classic
yeah.
comedy.
SpongeBob. Maybe we do that for like the 200th episode.
SpongeBob's definitely a special. Yeah, SpongeBob's that's a special episode because we have talked about it so much, and people really want us to do a video about it or an episode. So, yeah, season finale is SpongeBob movie.
Season finale.
Let's see. This one comes from Gravy Boat Blues, and it's simply pickles? ?
Yes.
That okay? Now, explain. I'm a no.
Pickles
so
are
this is-
fantastic.
It really depends
It's-
on the situation.
It's actually kind of like a part of Jewish culture to like pickles, I think.
Okay.
Because, a lot of like deli sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
do
like
you
pickles.
just
I just eat pickles.
enjoy pickles
Yeah.
as is,
Oh, yeah.
just out of the jar?
Sometimes like at night I'll go downstairs and just get like a whole bowl full of pickles and just eat them all.
I really cannot tell if this is a joke.
No, it's not
I-
a joke.
I-
I
all right.
legitimately sometimes will get like 4 pickles in a bowl and just
Yeah.
munch on those gherkins.
See, my favorite place to have pickles is on a chicken sandwich. Those are when pickles are when it's just the chicken sandwich, the sauce, and the pickles. I'm like, that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
But as is, I don't like them on burgers most of the time. Definitely don't like them raw.
Well, you're incorrect.
Yeah, I know that's maybe controversial, but
Yep.
that's what you get.
Everyone do a boo Karsten in the comments.
Boo. Okay. This next one comes from Kasparis from the Discord, and it's, who is the most overrated actor? Well, you know my answer, probably.
I am sure I will know your answer once you say it again.
Yeah. It's Eddie Redmayne.
Oh, right. Yeah, you don't
Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Redmayne.
Insanely overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Any actors you just can't? You just think are over? Not even like bad, but
Yeah, just like not
little overrated.
that good. Honestly, it's not that I think they're bad at all, but
Yeah.
the amount of people that think Benedict Cumberbatch is like one of the best actors.
True. Yeah, true. It's like he's not there yet.
Yeah.
He needs at least like 5 more years until we can put him in that spot.
Yeah.
He's Doctor Strange right now. Now I will say he was great in Power of the Dog, but that's truly the only thing I've seen him in that I'm like, that was great. I need to see some more.
You can watch all of Sherlock.
Yeah, true. Let's see. And this last one comes from the Discord, and it's from Angel AJ, and it's a question for Carson and Jeff. Are you planning on coming to TIFF? And I only asked this because I wanted to be like,
We are planning on it.
We are.
Yeah, that's
We'll be at
hopefully it
TIFF.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have
hopefully.
you made your reservations yet?
I have not.
Yeah, I
no.
haven't either.
I
But
need
in
to-
this next
I need
week,
to lock
I
that
think
in.
I'll probably try to get that sorted.
I need to buy the plane tickets too.
Yeah,
that's-
and also
it's-
we gotta make sure that we're allowed into Canada,
yes,
which we're both vaccinated
for reasons.
So
yeah.
that
Yeah.
would mean that we should be fine.
I hope things don't escalate.
Yeah,
But before then, because I've been trying to go to TIFF for a while now,
Yeah.
and
I mean, you did
things
go
just
once.
keep getting in the way. I did go once, and it was a phenomenal. It's my favorite film festival to go to, so
yeah,
I really hope
that'd be
we
great.
can-
I am really hoping it works out.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. So if anyone else,
So if you're in
Toronto,
We might just be doing a meetup, and we'll get to meet you in.
unless you don't want to meet us, which is
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. That's gonna do for questions. Thank you guys.
I'm ready
If we
for the
didn't get to your
wrap-up.
question. We might in the next episode. Yeah, let's get into the wrap up. Next week's movie is going to be. Now, there's a few routes we could take with this.
Mm-hmm.
There is that new Netflix movie, The Gray Man,
Which
I
I've
heard,
heard is not great.
I heard it's not great. No, but there's also there's not a lot of good
There's
stuff.
Bullet
out.
Train
We've really
coming
talked about
out.
the good ones. Bullet Train is coming out. What date is that?
Comes
coming
out, I think,
'Cause
Friday
Bullet Train.
or maybe even Thursday. Technically,
It does. It does. Okay. Yeah. Let's do Bullet Train next week.
Bullet Train.
We're
Bullet Train.
choo choo.
I don't
We're
think the
talking
Bullet Train makes a choo choo. That would be like a steam one, wouldn't it?
It makes a gun sound. It's like gun. Bullet Train.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about that next week. Go check it out. And next we like to read a review because we love to hear what everybody has to say about the podcast.
And I like hearing
Yes,
Karsten
everybody.
read reviews. It's my favorite
Yes.
part of the podcast.
It's great. This one comes from MacDB from Belgium. Subject line: great podcast, 5 stars, and it says been binge listening to this podcast for a week. Why is Jeff always flirting with Karsten? Are they a couple or a couple of best friends? We will never know. It's one of the many mysteries.
It's one of the
podcast.
mysteries. You know, there's.
It keeps people coming
Yeah.
back.
I mean, you know, Karsten, very handsome.
Can cut the tension with a knife over here at Carscast
I mean,
Studios.
look at that mustache he's got going on.
Yeah, look at that sun blasting into Jeff's face. Thank you for that lovely review. Next, we like to thank the patrons over at patreon.com/Carscast. If you listen to this and you were like, I need some more Carscast in my life. This was not enough to fill my
Or
fix.
if you just like hearing us
the
answer
week.
questions and playing some GeoGuessr. Like
yeah.
if your favorite part of the podcast is when we answer questions, this is the podcast for
This is the
you.
place.
Oh boy.
And if you ever wanted to like talk to Jeff and I personally, we have Zoom Hangouts there every month, once a month, where you do get to talk to us. And it's a really
It's
fun
great.
time. We encourage talking to us.
We encourage-
Everyone sits there silently,
Yeah.
and then we're like, "Please, somebody say something."
I'm just like a bouncer. I protect Karsten. at all costs. Someone wants to ask him a question that's offensive, I say, get out of here. And I
You're like,
ban them.
hey, no, enough with
No,
that.
that doesn't happen. Everyone's very nice in the patron hangouts, and Carson's very nice too, and handsome. It's crazy. The full package.
So thank you. Alex Thomas, Anson Contreras, Belly, Big Beard Pirate, Boinks, Camilla, Coop, David Borslow, David Sir, Eden, Finn Richardson, Goodnight Tail, Grant Gow, Jeff, I gotta stop recording real quick. Kevin James just called me. John Van Hout, Joshua Hughes, Justine from Raw by Julia Ducournau, KDT, let's change the Google search results for PTA, Leah Butriago, Ramirez Tamayo, Levin, thank you for talking about therapy, Liv Rob, Lukewarm, Maddie Robertson, Martin Deff, Marilee Borslow, Meridian, Monroe Page, Noah Wooten, Owen Felton, Queen of Staten Island, Quentin Martini, Rack Cooney, Riley Aust, Ryan M., Sean Kenny, Stella Perry, Supercalifragilistic, Smitty, Werben, Jagerman Jensen, Taylor, Smiley Face, the Raccoon from Airborne 7th Inning Fetch, Vegard Strom, Wes Kinley, Wiley Todd, Yusef A., and Zoe Hernandez McDonald.
Great read.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
I guess that's it.
And
isn't
that's gonna.
What else you got going on today,
Oh my
Karsten?
god. Today, I'm gonna pack because I'm gonna drive home tomorrow.
Nice.
In my brand new Subaru Outback.
Oh yeah.
Take that puppy for a big spin. What about you, Jeff?
I don't. The rest of the day, I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna edit this podcast. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's true. Yeah, probably gonna.
All right.
Actually, I might go climbing
Ooh.
and send a nice V4.
Oh,
tonight.
send that V4.
Send that V4.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you gonna do like a Instagram video of you climbing?
You know what?
Are you gonna be?
Let me address
Yeah?
that real quick. I really like doing the videos because it helps me see what I'm doing right and wrong, but I'm also like, I feel very obnoxious posting those videos, so I think I'm going to tone it down, even though it's only been like 2.
It's
I'm
not
gonna,
too bad.
It's not too
like,
bad,
you
but
know,
I'm like, if it was any other thing, it's like lifting
Yeah.
weights, I'm like, that's embarrassing. But I feel like climbing, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Ooh, wait. What if you play them like in fast motion?
Yeah. And in reverse, so I'm like coming down.
You're coming down
Yeah.
really fast.
I'm like, I just
You're like,
jumped
I just
off.
reverse sent this.
Yeah. I just received this. All right.
Oh, that was a rough
Yeah.
note to end on for us. That was,
Yeah. Anything else?
We'll catch you on the flip side if you ever come back to this podcast.
Catch you on the flip side.